Greetings, everyone. Thank you for pausing to check out this interview. Friends of the Library, Clayton County. I am excited to be your host. My name is Dr. Shanita Connally, and I have the privilege and the pleasure of interviewing Mr. Derek Sanders today, who is an author. And I am going to just allow him to tell you a elevator pitch about who he is.
All right.
Hi, sir.
Thank you for the invitation. I am privileged to be here. All right. So elevator pitch, I'll tell you, my book is about dating, making sense of love. My elevator pitch would be when it comes to dating, what I like to say is, well, first of all, I believe in purpose-driven dating. And so that's dating with the intent of getting married. And every trip or every destination, there has to be a guide, a map, or some way to get there. And dating is the process for us. So what I do is I kind of guide people through the dating process. You know, we're currently in a gender war.
Yes,
And
we are.
so, and there's a lot of fuel for both sides. So I'm the person in the middle. I don't take sides, male or female. What I advocate for is the family, for the union. So my book is just actually quotes, proverbs, if you will.
I love it.
So that's what I advocate for. Just solutions. How can we navigate through these murky waters in the dating world, the dating space?
I love it. So I know you mentioned the title of the book. Can you expound on that and why you chose that title?
Okay, the reason I chose that title is funny. I'll even tell you how I even started writing in the first place. I am an introvert,
Really?
and yeah, I'm an introvert. If you see me out, I'm probably sitting in a corner somewhere, just kind of quiet, observing or whatever. Um, but the way the book came about, actually, I went on tour some years ago. I ended up getting on Facebook um, at the time because this was during the MySpace era. So I ended up getting on Facebook because we did a college tour. I was with a guy who was a spoken word artist, and we were talking to people about smoking and not smoking. We were sponsored by the American Cancer Society. So I ended up on Facebook because most of the college students are on Facebook. So I started writing, just writing about what was going on with me at the time, dating and things like that. And people started reading the posts, just posts about dating stuff, relationship stuff. And so people started gravitating to it and they started asking, when's the book coming out? And I'm like, what book? I'm like, what book? And so I remember one of my friends, his sister-in-law, she said, oh, well, you should write a book or your quotes. I would buy it. So that's how it came about. I never had any intention of writing a book. I'm a musician. I was
Oh,
playing.
wow.
That's why I moved to, I mentioned before we got on the call, I lived in Nashville and I went to Nashville to pursue music. And, I had no intention of writing. Like I said, I'm an introvert. So I wouldn't even been comfortable talking in front of people or about personal stuff or whatever. But, when God has other plans for you,
Yes.
he prepares you to do those types of things, and you're comfortable in spaces that you ordinarily wouldn't be. But
Yes.
when I put the quotes together, that was the name I came up with, making sense of love, because essentially that's what I try to do every day when I'm writing. I'm trying to make sense out of the issues that we're having, the miscommunications and all the other various issues that we have in our dating relationships.
I love that. Will you hold your book up?
Yep. Can you see it?
Making sense of dating.
Love.
Making sense of love. Okay, great. There we go. So, where can one purchase it?
My book can be purchased on Amazon.
Okay.
Yep. Under my name. So it's Derek Q Sanders, DEREK Q Sanders. So you can find me all my social media, everything under that name.
Awesome. And so tell us what you hope to gain um, long term, personally, from sharing this book with the world. I know
What
you
I
mentioned earlier about being a relationship um, expert, somewhat.
what I hope to see when I write every day, because I post every day on social media, what I hope to see is people read, and for men to get an understanding about women, for women to get an understanding about men, and in some cases for us to just understand certain ideas that maybe we're seeing the wrong way. You know, there's some ideas
Mm-hmm.
that need to be
Mm-hmm.
challenged.
That's right.
And that's what I hope when I write. I write with the intention of addressing certain issues to help bridge the gap, seem like the ever widening gap between men and women. So
Yes.
that's what I hope long term. When somebody reaches out and says, "Your post helped me," I mean, I'll tell you a
Mm-hmm.
story. And this is amazing to me. This was years ago. You know, my mom is passed about 7 years ago. When my
Mm-hmm.
mom was alive, she was in Nashville visiting. So we were at Kroger. We're walking down the aisle, and I hear somebody say my name. So I turn around. It's a face that I don't recognize. And she says, "I'm one of your Facebook friends." I said, "Oh, okay." She told me her name. I recognized her name. And she said, "This your mother?" I said, "Yes." She said, "Your son helps us on Facebook." So it's stuff like that. That's what
Yes.
I don't write for entertainment. I don't write to sometimes people write controversial stuff
Mm-hmm.
for the
Mm-hmm.
sake of getting people to talk. I don't write create controversial content
Right.
just to get people talking because it's
Right.
not beneficial if we're arguing. So
Absolutely.
I try to write content, and dealing with dating and relationships, we've all been hurt. We've all been through some bad situations. So some of this subject matter is sensitive. So
Mm-hmm.
I try to approach the subject matter with in mind. My approach is, especially to something really sensitive, to try to get people to consider. So my goal is I don't want to offend anybody. Some of the stuff is difficult not to, but I try to get people to consider what it is I have to offer, what it is I'm challenging. So they'll
Mm-hmm.
consider it. People mad, they're gonna automatically put a wall up. So what I try
Mm-hmm.
to do every day is just encourage or at least help people to understand each other. Because I think that's part of our problem.
Yeah,
We don't understand each other. Men talk
definitely.
among ourselves at the barber shop, women talk among themselves at the beauty shop or wherever. And when we come together, we fight. And a lot of
Yes.
times when we're talking among ourselves, the things that we're thinking that women are thinking, we're way off. And the
Yes.
things that the ladies are thinking, they're way off. And we
Mm-hmm.
have no way of knowing because when we come together, it becomes a venting session.
Yes.
I'm taking out my frustrations on you, even though you didn't do it, but you're a woman.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Mm-hmm.
women are doing the
Mm-hmm.
same thing, and it doesn't help
Mm-hmm.
us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I was drawn to a lot of your content that I saw as well. Um, and then I was just looking at one I wanted to share. It says, please be certain that whoever you choose to love shares the same level of commitment to the well being of your relationship. Some are only willing to bask in the sunshine, but are unwilling to dance in the rain. Both conditions will most assuredly come. It's not enough to be in the same book. You both need to be on the same page to build a love that lasts beyond the good to the bad and back to good again. It's not only the cycle of life, but also the cycle of love. I love that. And
Thank
so
you.
those are some of the, things that got my attention when I saw your page and I connected you with um um who we are just talking about.
Oh, Jackie or
Yes,
Lamar?
Jackie.
Okay.
Jackie. And so if you were to ask Jackie if she knows Shanita, she'll tell you, yes, we served on the same statewide committee with adolescents development. So I am delighted that I have the opportunity to share what you're doing with this audience. Before we end our conversation, can
Yeah.
you tell us a bit of advice that you would give to an aspiring author?
Oh gosh, um it's not the difficult part is writing. All the other stuff is easy, especially now.
Right.
Especially now, there's so many different tools and so many different things, but people think it's so difficult. I actually had a friend, I helped her write a book, and she came back and posted it and said, "You helped me through this." I really didn't even remember. But what I would tell aspiring, most of the stuff that pretty much people would need, it's right online. As far
Mm-hmm.
as setting up your LLC,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
copyright, and all that stuff is super easy. That part is the hard part is writing, but it's rewarding.
It
Um,
is.
yeah, it's writing a book is one of the hardest things I've ever done. One
Right.
of the most difficult things I've ever done, but it's worth it, especially when you have the right why. You know,
Right.
I wasn't writing to try to make any money. I mean, you can make money doing it, but that wasn't the reason why. And I'm saying
You
that
had a message.
you have a message, you have a
Mm-hmm.
reason, something that's driving you. It
Mm-hmm.
makes it easier because your why is different. If it's just money, you can find another way to make money
Makes
because
sense.
this could,
Absolutely.
yeah, this will be hard. So what I would encourage authors, look at other authors, go and hear somebody else's story. You can
Mm.
find those all over YouTube, all on social media, and then you could, you hear somebody else's story. It's encouraging. You find tips on how to get
Yes.
things done, but
Yes.
then you realize, okay, I'm not out here on an island by myself. There's somebody
No,
else
you're
that has
not.
the same passion. And
Mm-hmm.
then you see the benefits when people are telling you what their book has done to help someone else, and then you can also be
Absolutely.
helped and you can be rewarded in return.
Yes. I love that. That speaks to my heart and soul. And I thank you for being willing to, come on and share. So before we end, I want you to share the name of the book and where they can purchase it again.
Okay, the name of this book again is Making Sense of Love. It's a book of quotations about love and relationships all across the gamut. The way I would envision this book is a book that you could read while you're having your morning coffee or tea, or at night while you're just relaxing, having your morning coffee or tea. And then one of my friends that read it, she said, this would be a good book to share with with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you could talk about your ideas about some of the things that's in the book, and it could be found on Amazon. So if you go to Amazon and you look Derek Q Sanders, DEREK Q Sanders, bring it up.
I love it. Thank you, Derek. This has been
Thank
a
you for the
wonderful,
invitation. I appreciate it.
yes, this has been a wonderful conversation. And I look forward to expounding our conversations. And maybe we have an opportunity to do more on the outside.
Perfect. I look forward
Yes,
to it.
yes. So, to the audience, thank you all for joining us again. And stay tuned for the next episode of Friends of the Library, Clayton County. Stay encouraged.